is the name for that feeling that things move fast and move slow at the same time? If you know what that is, put it in the comments below, because it's just crazy. I feel like a lot of stuff is happening. I'm trying to keep the balls rolling, and some days just feel like nothing gets done and I just don't feel like doing anything. So it's really weird. There's a quote that a lot of you might know, that the days are long but the years are short. And I thought it was somebody like Benjamin Franklin or something. I looked it up, and it's attributed to a girl named Gretchen Rubin. I guess is some kind of organizational or self-help guru or something. I don't know. Not the point. Days are long, the years are short. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Record Room. And in this video, I'm going to try to get you updated on some of the projects that I've been working on and some of the other stuff that's been going on around here. Lots of stuff to deal with, and if there's anything you're interested in, everything's got a price, baby. Message me if there's anything you're interested in, or even if you just want to talk about some of the cool stuff you see, if you have it or you used to have it when you were a kid. A lot of this junk is it's just junk. Stuff is just stuff. Doesn't really matter, but it's fun. If it's around, it's fun to play with, so we're gonna play with some of it. I'm elbows deep in the cassettes, trying to weave his collection and my collection together and pull out all of the pre-recorded stuff and all the junk and stuff that doesn't have J cards, and getting the nice collection of cassettes going. You can see all of those videos on the short side of the channel. If you want to go over there, you can see all of the cassettes. I guess cassettes are making a big comeback. My record guy says he sells them at his booth at a mall that we have here in town, and I'm gonna give some of that a try. But the major iceberg, the pinnacle of the whole collection world, is the vinyl albums, 33 1/3. And the last time Dubs went through, made a pass through the records, he pulled out anything that he wasn't interested in, and it's all potentially for sale. And he put a lot of prices on stuff, which I'll get back to in a little bit. But his style of stuff that he liked and the kind of music that I like were a Venn diagram, and so we overlapped in a lot of places. But stuff he would have thrown out is all stuff that I would have kept, and stuff that I would have thrown out is stuff that's probably still on the shelves here. So I'm going to have to make a pass back through the records to reintegrate this mountain of records that he has pulled out. You might have seen the 2 pallets of records in another video that I made, but I've already went through all of those, and they went 2 different directions. They went to the $5, we're going to sell these records, and they went back in here to the pile. Here, let me just show you. This is the major project I've been working on. This is what's been pulled out of his selection to go away, that I think needs to be back in the collection. It's a lot of weird oddball stuff. I'll show you some of it here in a little bit. Comedy, classical. This whole section right here is all jazz that's been culled out, and I'm not sure what the difference is going to be between this section of jazz and what he actually still has on the shelf in the collection. But this is all Cheesecake or Naked Girls and sex and belly dancing and all that stuff. I'm starting a Christmas box This is local St. Joe, Missouri, Kansas City type of stuff. And then the artists themselves have started alphabetizing them back, because in order to feed them back through, you got to take two or three lines that you're working on and just feed them into one line, just like a tributary, like a river. And over here is the same way. This is all just artists under their own names, and it all needs to be alphabetized within itself, and then I can feed them together back into the collection. Here's another strange anomaly that I've come across now that I've started having to worry about alphabetizing these things. When you're alphabetizing, when you're looking at a stack of records like this and you start flipping through, you want A, B, C, D, A down the line like this, right? So we got B, A, B. Here, we'll just flip through here a little bit. Oh, that's in a box. We'll just start out here. Like this. We'll just flip through and it just goes A, B, C on down the line. But the problem is, when a box is on the shelf like this, you want to be able to read left to right A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So within the boxes themselves, you have to alphabetize backwards. See, so we got Kenny Loggins, and then it moves up into, let's find something, Mama Cass, L, M, and then it goes C. So each one of these is alphabetized in their boxes by themselves. M, N, C. So Sandy Nelson. So you have to actually do the alphabetization backwards in order for it to work on the shelf, reading left to right. Now, what he's done with the actual bulk of the collection is he started up there in the corner with A's, and they go A, B, C, D down the shelf. Then they go to the next shelf. Do, 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 do. Then he's went across all the shelves along the back wall, which makes sense. Boo, 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 boo. But then instead of jumping right over here to this shelf, he jumps the last part of the collection over here. So we got blue, 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 down to Z back there in the corner. So I'm going to have to do some rearranging. He has like jazz and extra stuff pulled out over here. And he has blues and stuff pulled out over here, and miscellaneous on that other side over there. So I'm going to have to deal with all that when it comes to it, but I'm not exactly sure how to decide what artists go in the bulk of the collection, and which ones should be jazz artists and which ones should be blues artists. Because if you're a jazz artist that made a blues album, is that go in the blues, or does that go with the jazz? There's a lot of jazz guys that made blues albums, and then there's a lot of blues guys that cross over into jazz. So, and then somebody like Miles Davis or John Coltrane, they're big enough artists that they should just be in the main thing. So I'm considering just putting all the artists back in the general population, but looking forward to selling stuff. Some things may be easier to get to if I have them categorized like this. And the other one is comedy. What do I do with comedy? Those guys go in general population, or do I have to have a comedy section? And then there's some people that cross over, because like, what about a comedian that does a lot of singing? You know, the categorization of artistic things in general, music especially, but we have that problem with some movies and stuff too sometimes. Is it a movie, or does that go in the band section? Does that go in the music section? There's a lot of stuff he has in the music section that I'm like, that was actually a film that was released in the theaters. That should be in the actual general population of movies, but I don't know. What do you do with it? Do you put all the Beatles movies under the Beatles, or do they all get separated into their names? You know, James Bond. Does that all go under James Bond? I like to put all that under James Bond because I don't want James Bond movies just scattered all through the collection. There's some questions like that are just subjective, and you just have to make a decision on how you do it. Make your own rules for your thing. This right here used to be the Bible. This is the Top Albums book, and a lot of those questions can be solved, like especially alphabetizing versions. You just see how they did it. This is a Billboard book, goes to 96, and he actually got a newer version of it here. This has a lot of people in it that's not up to date on that other one, but now this one's probably 10 years old. I'm not sure. I'd have to look and see what the date on that is, but in this book you'll find a lot of notations that he's made for records that he had and stuff, and then the Singles Bible has seen better days, but this one especially has a lot of his notations. But this is all the charted singles. Wait a minute, I got the wrong book here. I'm actually missing the singles book. This is the albums book, but I don't know where the single book would be. Has to be around here somewhere. Also, might as well show you this too. I'm starting to get the jam room put together. Got his desk moved into the actual office there, and got my amps lining up here, and drums got over here the other day, and I got my PA speakers up on their stands. Oh, I don't have that one up on a stand, it's still right there, but trying to get all that stuff hooked up and ready to go so we can start having practice over here, and that's going to be fun. And then I might as well show you, this is where those two pallets of records were, and I've got it narrowed down to all of the $5 records are in the crates. All the $5 records are in the crates, and then these are 10. They're 10 for now, but they're slowly going to be moved into, they'll turn into $5 records here as soon as I clear out any of these crates. I'm looking into getting one of those booths next to my record guy out there, and try to start filtering some of these records out of here. It looks like a lot bigger pile with those empty boxes on top of there, but it's basically 3 rows of 3, so 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 20 crates of $5 records. And then the last of these are what I pulled out that he had 20 or 25 or 30 on, and my record guy said that most of those probably should just be $5 records. And I'm flipping through records the other day, and I just hate records. I hate records. I hate all these. I just want them all to go away. But then I just hit a little spot where it was a bunch of Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and some weird krautrock stuff, and I thought, ooh, yeah. Maybe I do like records. I just want to play with the records that I want to play with. So once I clear out all of this garbage, Dance Team USA and 60s dance party and pop hits of the 60s and soul and all of this garbage, it's just not in my wheelhouse. I'm not saying it's bad music, but it's just not in my wheelhouse, and it's not crap that I want anymore. While we're right here, let's just take a gander at some of the records I got in these are $10 that are going to turn into $5 records eventually. And this is a lot of stuff that I just have no interest in, or we have a bunch of them and they're not worth the prices that he found in the books, I guess. You have to go on Discogs and find the actual current value for stuff, but keep an eye at these prices he's got up here. Some of these, if he's got $20 on it and it's something that I don't care about, it goes in the $5 box. Now, And as for the $20, if he's got $20 on it and I'm not interested in it, it becomes a $10 or a $5 record. But I've went through all these, and even the ones that are $10, $15, $20, like these Mom's Mabley, they might be $5 eventually. But some of this stuff I'm just going to keep the value that he put on it. So let me know if you're interested in any of these. I'll pack them up and ship them to you, and we'll just see. Like, I don't, these will be $5 records, a lot of these. But see, like that one will definitely, what do I got on that, 20? That'll definitely always be a $20 record, just because I like it. And I know that modern stuff sells a little better. That's an amazing one. Alright. Might as well hit this last box of, this was some unusual stuff that I had pulled out of the get rid of pile to go back in the collection. I don't even know what that is. Ancient Songs of Japan. Souvenir of Japan. That's interesting. Some Christmas stuff. I'm pulling the Christmas stuff out so I can stock up the booth during Christmas time. So that's what those are. More Christmas. Some of these just go in the girly covers. I like that one for the girly cover. And I've got a pile of picture discs. Girly cover, girly cover. Jimmy Buffett passed away recently, so I'm gonna put that. I'm working on an in memoriam pile of records. Some more picture discs. Go back over there in the collection. I'm not sure. More picture disc. Just a couple of things I need to look up. Ooh, that's really cool. I see any. Doesn't have a sticker, so that means that was in the $5 box. I'm giving that away for $5. Are you crazy? Anyway, that's a little sneak peek of what I've been dealing with. Just a portion of what I've been dealing with the last couple of months. And any suggestions or help or praise you can give me some comments down below. I'm not sure if it's a great idea to be this open with this stuff just out there to the entire world, but I don't really care. You're all my friends. If I had 1 million subscribers, I might make videos like this a little more cautiously, but who gives a shit? Anyway, I love you all. Stay frosty, or whatever they say nowadays. And try to keep you up to date. Come back and see me again.